Hey, I thought it was time to go to work.
No, apparently it's time to cook eggs. At almost 12 in the afternoon.
Hey.
Push it. In there for me?
You dump it?
Good job. Some Tonys.
Put some of that Tony Sherrigans in there.
Tonys.
All right.
All right. You good? Okay. Hey y'all, welcome back to Cajun Country Living.
Today, we're going to be installing a bedroom isolation hood.
Or a bedroom door.
Same.
We're gonna hit it with the Hooters that early?
It's Hooters time. Hey look, we have been in this house for a little over, what, 8 months?
Right.
And we have not had one interior door.
Not even a door to the bathroom. We hung a shower curtain up, that way we had some type of privacy, but it's just time. It's time to get these doors in.
And that shower curtain's like that far off the floor, so it only gives you privacy like from the knee up. So the 8 months or so that we've lived in this house, the only doors that we've had is exterior doors. So we've had privacy from the outside world, but inside the house, absolutely zero privacy.
So today we are gonna end that and we are gonna start putting in some of these doors.
And lucky for y'all, y'all get to enjoy this episode of Two Goobers and a Door. So y'all come on. Now one thing to remember whenever we framed this house, we didn't know what we were doing as far as rough openings of the door. So we looked it up on the internet, we phoned a friend, we asked multiple people. Now, we should have the right rough opening plus a little bit. Now we knew that our capabilities wasn't like outstanding because we really didn't know what we were doing, and we wanted a little wiggle room to be able to install these doors. So hopefully we have enough room to where we can get these doors really nice and plumb, level, everything that it needs to be, because we bought 3 of these things. And we're hoping that the install goes pretty smooth. This being our first one, this is going to be the flagship, and this is going to be all the learning. The only bad part about it is this is the door you're going to see when you walk in the front doors. First door you're going to see. So if we mess this up, we're going to be able to see it for a long time, every day.
You can't really lipstick a pig on this one.
No, we have to get this right. Even if we have to take it down and redo it, this one has to be done perfect.
And another thing that we didn't realize was how many doors they have. These are called panel doors, but they have smooth doors, they have rough doors, they have left-hand doors, right-hand doors, just so many options. We do know that we are going to customize every single door in this house, so we just went with this standard panel, and for now we're going to go ahead and hang it up and use it obviously as a door. But we are going to go back and customize these doors. I've seen a lot of people do some really neat things to these panel doors, but I'm so excited to get to that point, but that's further down the road. For now, we just need to focus on getting these in.
Now getting started, this is one of the things that we had multiple people tell us different opinions, and that is when these pre-hung doors come from the factory, they have a plastic piece that holds the door knob assembly straight, and then they have plastic pieces on the bottom stapled in to hold the bottom of the frame in. And our question is should we take all of this stuff off? Should we pull this pin out? Should we take the plastic parts on the bottom that's stapled in holding it to? And we got some kind of mixed reviews. Turns out some people like to take it all apart, that way they can make it exactly how they want it. Some people say it's easier just to leave it all together and put it in there, level it, and it should be perfect. Lily and that cat, I swear you'd think that cat could talk. That is all she does now is talk to that cat. I guess that's her new best friend.
So since half the people said that we should leave them on and half the people said that we shouldn't, we're going to go halvesies. So we're just going to take this piece off for now because we think that after we get it in place, we're not going to be able to get this little plastic bit off. So We're just gonna go with this one little piece.
So we're still gonna leave the little plastic pin in through where the door latch goes to hold it lined up, but we're just gonna take this clip that's stapled on the outside. It makes sense to us. We might find out later that we shouldn't have, or this might be a great idea. I don't know, y'all bear with us. We're all gonna find out together here in just a minute. So we're just gonna snip this bad boy off right about there. Seems like the perfect place. Now, everything that we need to get to is in here, and nothing's outside the frame that's gonna be in between the wall and this, whatever that is.
What about this?
That,
It just looks like a huge staple. Can it stay in?
I kinda like it there.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it's gonna hurt nothing. It's gonna be hidden between the wall and that, so.
All right. We'll leave her be. So we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go ahead and stick it in and hope it sticks.
Take one.
And there you have it. That's a wrap.
Yeah, if it was only that easy, huh?
I thought that we had done 36-inch openings, but I guess we did 36.5-ish, give or take some. So this door has a little bit of wiggle room around it, which I guess is better than being too tight. So
I actually think we went 38 or 38 and a half wide. I haven't measured it. And 81 and a half or 82 tall, something like that. It was a lot bigger, just because we knew we could shim it up with, even if we had to rip plywood to make up the gap, the trim's gonna cover it. But if we had it too tight, then we'd have to tear the whole wall out to redo it. So we knew we didn't want that. But I think we did fairly decent to have no idea really what we were doing.
I do think you're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was definitely 38. It was 38, you're right.
Yeah, because I remember thinking that was way too big, but now looking at it, I think we did okay. So we know we want this door frame to be really, really plumb. So we set up the laser level. What this laser is telling us is that the top needs to go back this way and the bottom needs to come back out this way in order for this to be plumb. So we've got the laser level set up, and we're going to use that to help us align this door. So hopefully when you open the door, it won't fly in or slam shut by itself. Hopefully it'll be a nice smooth transition, and when you let go of the door, it'll stop wherever it's at.
Now setting up this laser level, we didn't really measure from one side to the other. Like, we're not gonna try and keep an inch or whatever the difference is with that gap. We're gonna do what I like to call a little guesstimation here. And that just means that we're just gonna eyeball this, and you know what? I think it's gonna work out.
We've done a lot of guesstimation here recently.
And either we've gotten really, really lucky, or...
Don't even say that. Don't even say that. Adelon sent us their outdoor solar string lights. The high-performance battery enables fast charging for 8 hours and total light up for 15 plus hours. The 7-hour automatic light-off design greatly extends the service life of the product, so it can still light up our porch on consecutive rainy days. The solar panel comes with 3 installation methods. Number 1, ground plug, and that can be used in soil such as flower beds and lawns. And 2, metal clips. It can be used on fences, eaves, and other boards in suitable thicknesses. And 3, screws and expansion bolts, and this will allow you to attach it on walls or boards. For us, we want a natural light that feels comfortable at night, but is still bright enough to do its job. Being as these lights are aesthetically pleasing as well, they're a great decoration to your garden, backyard, fire pits, porch, cafe, camping, poolside, fences, bistro, RV, and other places that don't have easy access to power. Adelon's products are commercial grade and have passed the standard testing of global testing and meet the national safety standards of the United States, and also passed thousands of drop tests. Having IP65 ground grade protection, they can resist wind, snow, sun, and rain. Plus, they're equipped with a double protective case, which makes it great for outdoor use. Use the link listed below in the description to get your very own set of solar lights today. Thank you, Adalon, for sponsoring today's video.
Y'all know that we're clean freaks around here, so the fact that I'm showing y'all this little mess up on the wall that looks like an oil stain, it is not. It's just from the epoxy that we put down, but this drives me crazy, and I hate that I have to show y'all this, but it is going to end up getting covered up. It actually doesn't have any texture to it, which is super weird because this epoxy has such a film on it, but I guess that sheetrock just soaked it right up. So anyway, we got to finish all this anyway, but don't look at my bobo right here, okay? We don't have to talk about it. Before we start plumbing this door, we are going to shim this up about 1/2 inch. That way it closes this gap that we've got on the top. Just kind of dispersing all of our little gaps everywhere.
I think that it's going to be good to do that, because if not, we're going to end up with 12 shims in that corner trying to nail through it. I think it probably needs to be a little bit off of the floor anyway. God, there's just so much to learn.
It needs to just be a little shimmy, is what you're telling me?
Do a little shimmy. A little shimmy. This is the first time you're going to get to see Jimmy do a little shimmy.
For the record, never heard anybody call him Jimmy, so let's just all stick to Captain Crocs if you don't mind. Not a fan of the Jimmy thing.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season.
We've got this first set of shims lined up perfectly with the laser level, and it's good and solid. We're going to go ahead and take this brad nailer and shoot it in place.
In our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet. We could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now.
We shimmed the hinge side up to make it level, and then what I did notice was the latch side, the frame was kind of coming down. So I got to pull that back up, make sure that's good and level, and shoot it in. It just makes sense to do that now rather than having to try to adjust it after we get the shims nailed in.
Cookie.
What do you need?
Look. Mommy, a cookie.
You need a cookie?
Yes,
Oh.
a cookie. Yummy.
You're welcome.
Mommy.
Bye.
So y'all had to have a cookie break, did you?
You know, eggs and a cookie. Gotta be rewarded. So at this point, if you didn't notice, we didn't put the laser on the other side because like we showed y'all earlier, we had left those plastic pieces on the bottom which held everything together. Leaving it all as one unit, we know that the door is going to be even with the door frame, and it might not hurt anything to level the other side, but I think we're just going to go ahead and leave it. And if you can tell, you know, that's just one of those imperfections that makes it perfect. And since technically whenever you buy these doors, everything should be square and leveled and plumbed, doing it to one side and keeping it as a unit means that the other side should be the same way. Now, we know how it is whenever you buy things in the store. We talk about this stuff all the time, but we're just gonna go ahead and leave it and hope for the best this time. So maybe we shouldn't have guesstimated.
Yeah, it's a good thing we bought a lot of shims. That was a 3-piece right there.
It ain't nothing that a little trim ain't gonna cover.
It don't look bad. It looks pretty good.
On camera, that gap looked about 3 inches wide.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's actually 3 shims wide. I mean, if we want to get technical. 1 gym, 3 shims.
Say that 5 times. Now that we've got this frame held in place, we're gonna go ahead and cut those plastic pieces off and see how the door opens and closes.
Houston, we have a problem. Okay, so putting this door in position, getting it nailed in where it's plumb, the top of the door is now hitting the frame. So we have to adjust that, and you can see that this nail has worked loose, and that's where that slack's coming from. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this center hinge screw out. It's a little short screw, and I'm gonna put a long screw in to tighten that frame in. And that should take care of our little bitty issue.
Before we took this plastic off, we also forgot to level the door. Fortunate for us, it is only off just a fraction, so it's not really gonna mess up anything, and we're gonna make sure to level before we put this screw in. But we got lucky there, so that's our one free pass, I guess.
So I guess we just assumed that our walls were perfectly level. We adjusted the frame of the doorway where it's perfectly smooth with the sheetrock all the way around. Apparently that's not the answer either, because we're just a little bit off, so we're gonna have to bump it out this way just a little bit, and it should take care of our problem. We should be back in the middle of the bubble.
Few little love taps, get her right in level, won't she?
Now, if you're gonna adjust your interior door frames, you have to have something that is both durable, solid, yet gentle. So that's why we use the rubber love tap hooters. Don't hit it hard, don't hit it soft, right in between. Just give it a love tap.
Side 1, complete. Side 2, complete. Top, that's next. So now what we're gonna do is pretty much just do exactly what we did to these sides to the top. Luckily we don't have to do anything to the bottom, so it's gonna be the last section that we need to shim.
These frames are so delicate. You tweak it just a little bit and the door drags or it changes the angle, something like that, but it's kind of a neat learning experience.
I think that this is a lot easier than those front doors that we put in.
Oh my Lord. Those 2 big arch doors in the front of this house, it took us forever to get those things where they opened and closed easy. It was a nightmare.
Y'all know those wheels that they strap somebody to? And they start spinning around with the knives? That's what it looks like, look.
It looks like that wheel after the show. We got all the shims nailed in place, the door's put in, it opens and closes like it's supposed to. So now we're gonna zip off all these shims and get ready for the trim. Day number 2 on the door installation.
Now, we didn't just get this door put in yesterday, but we did get a few more things done, and we are going to show you all that at the end of this video. But coming back to this door today, we are going to be finishing out all the trim around this.
And you can buy door trim kits that's already pre-cut. All you gotta do is put it up there. But it really isn't going to match the rest of the trim that we're gonna be installing in the future.
And then we wouldn't get to know the fun name of what this stuff's called.
This is finger joint board.
Not to be confused with toe joint board.
So anyway, this has been primed. It's pretty much flawless. No dings, no knots, no nothing. So it's gonna work out really good for what we need to use it for here. So the board is going to be installed right here. As you can see, there's a little reveal already cut into this door casing. So all we will have to do is simply line up that trim with that reveal and nail it in place. And there's also a pre-cut reveal up here on the top. And come right here on the top of this reveal and mark. Now I could have just as easily used a tape measure right there, but when you can put it in place and scribe it, you know that you're not going to make a mistake between here and the saw. Forget the measurement slightly, and I've done that a bunch, but it seems to work out for me when I do this. I learned that from this cabinet build that we worked on here a while back. So now I'm going to take it out to the saw and cut this on a 45-degree angle, this being the short side.
A wrench?
What? No.
What about a hammer? You got a hammer on that thing?
Yeah.
Show it to me. Oh, is your arm your hammer? Oh, perfect. That's right, that is what a hammer does.
Arm and hammer.
Look.
That's your arm hammer?
Yeah. Billy.
It's Louise?
No, kitty.
Is Kitty Louise?
A kitty. Kitty. Cheese. Mommy, hold that.
Okay, thank you. Here, it's your cat.
Why is it always my cat?
That's for sure your cat.
Come on, Louise, let's put up some trim.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon.
I think we're missing just one thing.
Side and through and through. No limit to what we can do. let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
I know that it looks unrecognizable now, but we officially have a door to our bathroom and Ladley's bedroom.
We have a door on our bathroom. That is so crazy. So now we have 3 doors in total, trimmed out, ready to go. All they need now is a little bit of paint, a little bit of caulk, not in that order.
Not counting closets, we have half the doors up because we have 2 in our bedroom and then 1 to the utility room, and that's it. Like I said, that's not including the closets, but those are gonna be different doors anyway. So we have half of the interior doors up now. How exciting.
That's crazy.
I know that I'm itching to get these walls finished now because just seeing that trim and the door up there just made it so much more of a home feel to it than not just a construction site that we've been on and been staying in for 8 months and been working on for the past 2 years. So for us, even though it's just a door or 3, it is a little monumental moment for us. And I know that we are both gonna enjoy our privacy now.
We have a bathroom door. I just want to say that one more time. Just one more time. If you have a bathroom door, let me tell you, you don't know what you have until you don't have one. Well, thank you all for tuning into this video.
And y'all make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time, Cajun family.